Praveen.
Hi, good morning.
So we'll be waiting for a few more seconds. We'll start the session, okay? So meanwhile, let me open the documents for you. Okay, guys. So let us start the session. So where are we? What was our previous session?
Yeah, we completed the types of projects.
Perfect. So yesterday was the first session. We started with success factors. Okay, so I have briefed you like what do you mean by client and what do you mean by the service provider companies we have, the implementation partner companies. So out of that, and also we have chosen one of the client called Lenovo. Okay, for the Lenovo, we are going to do a project, and also have explained you what are the different projects we have in the software industry. Okay, the types of projects we have discussed on the implementation project, support project, rollout, enhancement, integration, as well as AMS project. So then we have taken one of the client called Lenovo, and the Lenovo is having the business like this is their enterprise. Lenovo India Private Limited is the name of the company, and which has different businesses like laptops, mobiles, televisions, call center, BPO, all this, and they are located at different locations. So this is the rough structure of the organization we have taken. Okay, so now today is our second session. So today is 22nd May. Oh, fine. So as I said to you, this is our Lenovo. For this company, we are going to do an implementation project. Okay. Now, what is the first step? What is the first step, and how do you start your implementation in any organization? So we are mainly into our HR. HR means you're going to hire the employees. You're going to maintain everything related to the employee, end-to-end life cycle of an employee. Now, what are we doing with the company? So remember one thing, to hire an employee, you need to have a company in the system. Okay, if you start directly hiring the employee, the system will be asking you for which company you are hiring the employee, for which location you are hiring the employee, and in which department the employee should be. So these are the mandatory fields. That means your organization structure are the mandatory fields at the time of hiring the employee. So what we are going to do is we are going to design or develop or configure the company, the organization first in the SuccessFactors system. Okay. So I'm going to cover the first topic in SuccessFactors called foundation objects. What is this? Foundation objects. So, what do you mean by foundation objects? So, for any organization, these are the foundation, these are the basic objects which you need to create before hiring the employees, all this thing, before dealing with your employee central. Okay, these are the foundation objects which you need to create in the system. Okay, in these foundation objects, you will be having three structures. The first one is organization structure. Organization structure. The second one is job structure, and the third one is pay structure. These are the three structures we'll be creating in the system to work on this company called Lenovo India Private Limited. Okay, so those who are going to attend interviews as a freshers, you people need to buy hard these objects. Okay, we in success factors employee central module we have the foundation objects which consists of three structures: org structure, job structure, and pay structure. Under the organization structure, the first one, under the organization structure, you will be having eight objects. You'll be having eight objects called, the first one is legal entity, business unit, division, department, cost center, location, location group, and zero zone. So you people need to buy hard all this. So how many objects you can see under the organization structure? This is going to be your first interview question as a fresher if you people are attending. So you have to buy hard and you have to say we have the legal entity, business unit, division, department, cost center, location, location group, and zero zone. All these eight objects consist of your organization, the structure of your organization. Okay. Now, in this complete week, we'll be working on this organization structure. Organization structure. Okay. So I'll be explaining you the meaning or the definition of this each object, and in success factors how to create these objects. Okay, everything will be discussing in detail. Fine. Now, first thing is, what do you mean by legal entity? Anyone from the team? What do you mean by legal entity, guys? Prema Pavan Devi.
Yeah, it is a company, I think.
Okay, it's a company. Anyone else?
The employee whom we are recruiting is legally qualified to that particular job.
Okay, so good. So let me explain you. Legal entity. It's in simple words, as you said, this is the company. There is a company where you're going to hire the employees, as you rightly said. Okay. So, but finally, this is a company. But why do we say this as a legal entity? You can say it's a company. Why do we say legal entity? Entity is a business. Legal means it is established as per the laws, as per the laws. Legal entity. Say, for example, you are an entrepreneur, you're a business person, and you have investment, capital amount, and you can't go and straight away start a business, straight away establish a company. You have the legal policies you need to follow. You have to take the license from the government to establish your own company, whether it is limited company or private company. You have to take certain licenses from the registrations. Okay, your land registration, whether it is in commercial side or the residential side, wherever it is, you have to take the license from the pollution board. So lots of things will be there, and you're going to follow the legal policies of the country. Remember, you have to follow the legal policies of the country. Every country will have their legal policies. For India, you have a legal policy, and for your employees, you are not going to give the salary on your own. I mean, determining the salary, how it should be. It is 50% tax, 30% tax. You're not, or the company is not going to decide. You have a law. You have an established law, the settled law, which you need to follow. HRA, how much is the HRA? What is the percentage for this HRA, ALTA, or income tax? All these are the settled laws we have on your statutory deductions, everything. So, when you are establishing a company, you need to follow the legal policies of the country, and each country will have their own legal policies. Every country. So, Singapore, if you have a company, Lenovo, Singapore Private Limited, it has its own legal policies at Singapore. I'll give you one more example. As I said to you, like we have GST here, okay, and for Dubai, all these countries, you do not find any tax-free countries. The same company, Lenovo Dubai Private Limited, Lenovo India Private Limited. So, according to the country, the laws will be changed. So, when you're following these laws, it will be a legal entity. It will be a legal entity. For the definition, all these things. So, I hope all of you understand, right? What do you mean by legal entity? It's a company, but as per the laws, as per the legal policy of the country, you have established a company which is known as legal entity. Okay. So now if you need any definitions, I'll be sending you a document which is released by SAP. So which has all the definitions at the latest stage. If people can go for it, I'll be sending you this document to you. The current topic which we are taking is the foundation objects on the organization structure, which has 8 objects: legal entity, business unit, division, department, cost center, location group, and ZS. And the first one, what we are discussing is legal entity. A legal entity represents a company as registered against country laws. Okay, this is what I have explained you. And it is mandatory to define a legal entity in Employee Central. In Employee Central. And a legal entity cannot span across more than one country. Remember, one legal entity for one country. That's it. If it is Lenovo, Lenovo India Private Limited, one legal entity. Again, if it is Lenovo, Lenovo Singapore Private Limited, Lenovo Malaysia Private Limited. So, one legal entity for one country. That's it. Because the deductions, income tax policies, legal policies, everything will be different from country to country. Okay. So, one legal entity for one country. Clear? What do you mean by legal entity to everyone?
Yes.
Good. Fine. So now we have discussed the legal entity, the meaning of the legal entity. This is fine. Now, how to create this legal entity in SuccessFactors? How to create legal entity in SF SuccessFactors system? How to create this? I need to. So now you are an EC consultant, Employee Central consultant, SuccessFactor consultant. You will be provided the access, and your company has given you, okay, this is the client requirement, so you have to create legal entity, business unit, division, department, all these things in the system. And the first legal entity, the name of the legal entity is Lenovo India Private Limited. This is the name of the company which need to be created in the SuccessFactors system. Now, how to create this? This is your configuration. Please make a note of the path. The path is go to your admin center. From admin center, go to your employee files. And from employee files, go to your manage data. And here you're going to create new legal entity. So this is the path, guys, in SuccessFactors. If people can make a note. Admin center, employee files, manage data, and create new. Okay. So let us log in into our SuccessFactors and create it. So this is your success factor system. Yesterday I have shown you. This is your success factor system. Lots of features you have. Home page. This is your admin center. All these are related to your related modules, and this is the search engine within the success factors. So lots of things you can see. Okay, now you need to go to your admin center. The first step, go to your admin center. So once you go to your admin center, you can see tools. You can see tools. Under this, click on see all. See all. So in this, if you see, there is something called employee files. Here it is, employee files. Under the employee files, can you see manage data? Here it is, manage data. So click on this manage data. It will take you to the manage data tool. It's a tool actually. It's a tool. It will take you here. And now you're going to create new. You're going to create new. So what you're going to create new? I'm going to create legal entity. Before that, once you click on this drop down, you can see number of objects. You can see number of objects related, the topic wise related objects you can see. Okay, all this. But for us, the object is legal entity. So just you can type it legal entity. Here it is, legal entity. So click on this legal entity. Now you are going to create the legal entity. Okay. This is something. 1 second. I'm just checking 1 second, guys. Okay. So now we are going to create a legal entity here. We're going to create a legal entity over here. Okay. So what's the name of the legal entity? It's Lenovo Private Limited, Lenovo India Private Limited. That's the company which we are going to create in the system. So for each and every legal entity, you'll have a code. You need to create a code. Okay. So let us understand success factors, how it looks like. So here, the legal entity, this is known as your foundation object. The name of the object is your legal entity, which is part of your organization structure. Whatever the fields you are seeing here, these fields are known as HRIS fields. We can make a note. These fields are known as HRIS fields. HRIS fields. That's the name of the fields. So what do you mean by HRIS? Human Resource Information System. So HRS fields means human resource information system fields, which are delivered by success factors. These are the fields, and these are the entry fields which we are going to enter. These are the entry fields which we are going to enter. Okay. Now we are going to create the name of the legal entity called Lenovo. So let us say I'll see here Lenovo underscore 123. I'm just giving like this. Okay. Lenovo underscore 123 is a code. So that means you can give a code with a combination of alphanumeric though, or special characters, anything. Okay. Now the external name, I'm going to give it as Lenovo India Private Limited. This is the name of the company. Now, one interview question for all of you. So in the system, I'm going to create a company. Now, by default, the system is taking the current date since it is taking the US date format. So it is taking the 21st. Okay. After a few hours, it's going to change it 22nd. That's fine. So the system is taking the current date. Can we create an object? This is your interview question for freshers. The interview question is all the interview questions from the day one, you can make a note. Can we create an object that can be your company, department, anything? Okay. Can we create an object with the past date? Can we create, guys? So past date is I wanted to create Lenovo India Private Limited, giving a past date 2020.
No, we can't create, I think.
Okay, that's why we are discussing on this. Okay, so that means okay. Now let me ask you, who said no?
Pavan Veena.
Yeah, Pawan. So now let me ask you one more question. Can we create the company in the future date?
No, I think because it is taking automatically. The date is not in our hand, I think.
Okay, fine. So remember, this is just for understanding to everyone, guys. So now let us say Lenovo is a company. They started around 50 years back. Practically, Lenovo is a company which is established for the past 50 years. If you're working on MRF, it started its company for the past 100 years. Okay, now you're going to upgrade to a different software application. That's it. But the company start date, all these things are past dates only. Okay, past dates. Sometimes you're going to start a new company in the next year. So I need to configure that in the system now. So that means you can, since your requirement is the past dated, the system should allow. Okay, you can change the dates to your past dates. You can change the dates. Say, for example, I'll give from January 1st in the year 2021 or 2022 or 2024. So that means the system is allowing you to change to the past date as well as the future dates also. The system by default, when you're creating, by default, it's going to show today's date. But as per the client requirement, they're going to say, okay, this legal entity was started 10 years back. This department was started 8 years back or 5 years back, and one more department we are going to set up in the coming month, July 2024. They are going to give the requirement to the SF consultants, and you're going to create those things in the system. So that means people can create with past date, future date, any date. Is that clear, guys? Vina, clear?
Yes, it's clear.
Fine. And the rest of the details you people can provide here. Okay, MDF, this is in custom field. You can ignore it, not required. The zones, you can check. If you have any data, you can provide. State, if you have any data, you can provide. All these are the custom fields. District, if you have any data, you can provide all this. Okay, these are the fields. Whatever the drop down, you can see these are known as pick list in SuccessFactors. A pick list or drop down means you do not have a choice to enter. You do not have a choice to enter. You have to pick from the multiple choices. You have to pick from the multiple choices. Since this is the training purpose, you do not have the correct data, but in the real time you will have. Or else in the coming classes, you can create your different states. You can add different states and districts, all these things. People can add up. Okay. Say for example, I'm creating this for the state Andhra Pradesh. I'm giving some district name, something like this, and I'm going to save it. I'm going to save it. So that means I have created one legal entity called Lenovo India Private Limited. Okay, I have created a legal entity called Lenovo India Private Limited in the system. So Lenovo underscore 123 is a code for this. So let me take a screenshot of this. So this is how you're going to create all the objects one by one. This is the first object we have created called Lenovo India Private Limited in this system. Now you people can create in the same path with a different company, or for the Lenovo itself, you can make it as 456 Lenovo underscore 456, all these things. So you people can create it. Okay. So this is the first object which we have created. So regularly in the other training institutes, they'll explain you. Okay, go here to manage data and create an legal entity. That's it. But here, what we are going to focus is as a real-time consultants in the real time, what are the questions you are going to get? Okay, what kind of, so let us say, so I'm again going back to admin center. So I need to go to manage data. So directly I have manage data here. Okay, you can click on this manage data, or else you can give in the search tool as manage data. There are a number of ways. Okay, a number of ways to reach to that tool, manage data. It will take you to the tool here. Okay, so just now I have created a legal entity called Lenovo. If you want to search, you can search here. What you are searching is legal entity. So what is the name of the legal entity? Simply you can say Lenovo. It's going to show a legal entity called Lenovo India Private Limited. So you can open it. Now your client says, okay, there is a small correction. There is a small correction. You need to change the date, you need to change the name, or you need to change the code. If anything, in such cases, you can go to take action, make correction, and you can correct it. Or you wanted to delete it permanently, you can click on this permanently delete the entry. It's going to delete this Lenovo India Private Limited. If you want to make any corrections, you can click on this make corrections. The system will allow you to make the changes. Okay, make the changes. Now, an interview question for all of you. So your client is asking, so what do you mean by this red asterisk, guys? Here, whatever you are saying, red asterisk, what do you mean by this?
Mandatory to assign that fields.
Perfect.
It's
So
mandatory.
these are the mandatory fields. Now you have a specific requirement from your client saying that. So effective start date is a mandatory field. I don't want that. This mandatory field should be removed. First requirement. Okay. And external name should be made as mandatory. Should be made as mandatory. Your client is asking to do this. So the question here is, can we make a field? Can we make a field as mandatory to optional and optional to mandatory? So the answer is yes. The answer is yes. If your client is asking, okay, can you change the field from mandatory? This I don't want this field as mandatory. Make it optional. Yes, you can do it. If your client is saying external name, this field should be made as mandatory. Yes, you can do it. Okay. This is first interview question. So anything you can do it. Now the other question is, you have given here Lenovo underscore 123. Now, how many characters is going to allow this external code field? What is the length? What is the maximum allowed? What is the length of this field? Maximum characters, how many characters it's going to allow? Let us see. So maximum it is showing as 128 characters. Maximum it is showing as 128 characters. Now, one more interview question for all of you. Can we increase the length of the field, guys? Now it is only 128 characters. Can we increase beyond that? This for all of you. Can we increase?
Yes,
Yes,
we
sir,
can.
we can.
Okay. So those who are saying yes, how many characters can we increase? If your client asking for 200 characters, can we increase?
I think yes.
You think yes. So 200 characters. Now let us say your client is asking for 400 characters. Can we increase the length of the field? Okay, the client is asking for to increase the length of the field to 800 characters, 1000 characters. Can we increase? If you are from SAP HCM background, the maximum length of the field in SAP HCM application ERP product is 256 characters. Those who have worked on ABAP, all these things. 256 characters in SAP HCM, that's the maximum allowed length of any field. Now your client is asking, I wanted 1000 characters. It has to allow 1000 characters for me. Any field, any field. It's not only this external code. It can be external name. It can be other fields. Anything. Can we increase the length of the field? And what is the maximum length of the field it will allow? So the answer is, in success factors, you can increase the length of the field until 4000 characters. 4000 characters. Okay, this is the answer. And beyond that, also you can do with customization, all these things. But in the standards, you can go with until the 4000 characters. But only the thing what you need to ask is, when they are asking you to go increase the length of the field to 200 characters or 300 characters, you have to ask them, what is the requirement? Why do you want 200 characters? Why do you want 400 characters? What is the purpose? Ask them. As a consultant, it is your job to ask, because external code, just 4 characters or 10 characters is enough. No need to go for 50 or 100 or 200 characters. Not required at all. Okay, so which is not recommended. Which is not recommended. If your client says no, I wanted more than that, then you can increase the length of the field. So how to increase the length of the field? Yes, I'll be explaining you in the coming classes. You have a separate topic on that. Okay. Now, so all of you have observed it allowed me around 128 characters. Now your client says, I don't want 128 characters. Make it to just 4 characters or maximum 5 characters. That's it. A code with the 5 numeric characters only. It should not allow any alpha. It should be given a code called 10021. This is the code for Lenovo. So the answer is yes. Okay, you can restrict to 4 characters, 5 characters, 10 characters, whatever, as per the client requirement. Everything is possible in the SuccessFactors system. So why we are discussing on the field side? Because you have to know how the product, the application is built, and what are the limitations we have in SuccessFactors. What are the what is possible and what is not possible. Okay, so you can increase the length of the field, you can decrease the length of the field, you can make a field as mandatory, optional, and also you can delete a field. All these things. Now, one more interview question. So I have around 3 plus 3, 6, 7 fields. I wanted to add one more field. I wanted to add one more field. So I have state, district. Under that, I need to add one more field called village or city. I wanted to add one more field. Is that possible, guys? Can I add a custom field?
Yes, you can.
Yes.
Very good. So now you people are understanding the success factors, what is possible and what is not possible. Yes, we can add a custom field. So that means you can create a field, you can create your custom field, you can increase the length of the field, you can decrease the length of the field, you can make a field as mandatory, you can make a field as an option, or you can delete a field. Anything is possible in success factors. As an SF consultant, you will be working in all these areas. So in the coming classes, I'll have a separate topic, 1 hour topic on how to create custom field, how to increase the length of the field, how to decrease the length of the field, or how to make a field as mandatory, how to create a quick list. Everything will be covered as part of the MDF object in the coming classes. Okay, fine. So this is how you will be creating an legal entity. We have already created it, and if you need to make any changes, you can go to your take action and you can work on this legal entity. Any questions so far?
No.
Perfect. So what is the next object? So we are working in
Business unit.
perfect. So we are working on the organization structure, which has 8 objects. The first object is legal entity. So I have given the definition and I have shown you the path, how to create it, where to create it. Okay, you people can practice. Now the next object is business unit. What do you mean by business unit? A business unit, so you have the definition over here in this document. What do you mean by business unit? A business unit represents one operating unit. It is a logical segment of a company representing a specific business function. As I said to you, for Lenovo, they have different businesses, specific businesses. One is electronics, the other one is mobiles, the other one is laptops. Okay, the other one is BPO, cost center. Okay, please go on mute, guys. I request to go on mute. If anything required, you can unmute yourself. Thank you. So a business unit represents one operating unit under the company. So under the Reliance Infocom, telecommunication is one operating unit. Broadband is one operating unit. Mobiles is one operating unit. Petrochemicals, it's one operating unit. In the same way, For Lenovo India Private Limited, mobiles, laptops, all these are one operating unit. Okay, so I'm going to create the under the business unit for Lenovo. They have the different business units called mobiles, laptops. So what else yesterday we have seen?
Television,
Television, call center, BPO. Yeah, television. If you want, you can go with BPO or call center or anything. Say for example, I explained you what do you mean by business unit, and under the business unit, so Lenovo is having this requirement: mobiles, laptops, television, BPO, call center. So I'll show you how to create one business unit called mobiles, laptops, television, BPO, call center. You people are going to create. You people are going to create from your side. The path is the same. You need to go to your admin center. From admin center, go to your employee files, and again from employee files, you can go to manage data, and you're going to do create new. The same path for almost all the foundation objects. The path will be the same in SuccessFactors. So now you people need to go to your admin center, or else directly you can give manage data. We are already in manage data, so create new. You want me to come from the starting, you can go. So tools, can click on this. From admin center, go to your employee files. You can see employee files. Under this employee files, you can see manage data. So click on this manage data, and here it is create new. Here I'm going to give business unit. So now I'm going to create a business unit. So again, the system is taking current date. So the dates, names, what should be the codes, everything will be provided by the client in the real time. Okay. So I'm taking all the business units, legal entities, everything from January 1st. Okay. So this business unit called, I'll go with mobiles underscore. This is for Lenovo. Giving this a status, you will have two status. One is active and inactive. Two status. So I'm giving the name of the business unit. It is mobiles. Okay. So code, I'll make it as short. So mobiles. And the description is mobiles Lenovo. Now in this business unit, the system is asking you who is the head of this unit. So who is the head of this business unit? Say for example, Reliance Infocom. Who is the CEO? Mukesh Ambani. Okay. So who is the head for an petrochemicals unit, business unit? Who is the head for entertainment? Who is the head for mobiles? Who is the head for telecom? So Neetu Ambani or some other people will be there. Okay. So who is the head of this mobiles? So once we hire the employees, we can come back and we can give the name, or else you can click here. Once you click, it's going to show the employees from the employee database. Employee database. You can choose any employee as the head of this particular business unit. You can choose any existing employees, or else once we hire the employees, it's going to show over here. It's going to show over here your names. whomever you have hired. So I'm taking here the existing some random employee, Alexis Moore. I'll be taking this employee, saying that she is the head of this particular business unit called mobiles. And this is for the country. Once I click, so there are no results, no data is maintained. Okay, so states, so no data is maintained. You can leave it since these are not the mandatory fields. If you have data, you can go for it. You can create the data in the coming classes. I'll explain you. So I'm going to click on save. So that means I have created one business unit called mobiles for the company Lenovo. Okay. So the other business units, laptops, BPO, call center, all these things you people need to create from your side. That's your assignment for you people. So I have created one business unit successfully. The same here. If you want to make corrections, you can go to take action and you can make correction. Or you can delete, copy, add to transport bundle, whatever you people can do it. This is one thing. And also the code, the length of the field, mandatory field, option field, all these things can be modified. You can delete it, you can increase the length of the field, all these things you can do it. This is the standard functionality of the system. Okay. Any questions in this topic?
Yes, Praveen, I have one question here. Uh, is external code is same for a legal entity and business unit?
No, no, no. External code is a unique. External
Okay,
code is a unique.
okay,
So for the business unit, it will be a different code. Legal entity, it will be a different code, and it will be in different codes. You have to you can give. Okay. So I'm giving here. I mean, in real time, the codes will be numeric. Okay, 4001 is a code for mobiles. 4002 is a code for laptops. 4003 is a code for electronics, something like this in the real time. But I'm giving here as mobiles underscore Lenovo, which makes sense for us to understand because this is the training institute. Most of the people are working. So who has created this? Okay, this was created by the team called Lenovo. Lenovo team is you and me. Okay, we can easily refer. Okay, that's why I'm giving. Otherwise, the code will be in numeric in the real time. Okay, and the code is in a
fine.
unique code.
Okay, thank you.
Fine. Any other questions? Okay, so business units I have created. So rest of the business units, laptops, television, BPO, call center, you people need to create. Okay, if you are getting any errors or anything, you can let me know in our tomorrow's session. The next topic after business unit, which is what is the next object? Division. You have to by heart all these 8 objects. Next object is division. I'll be creating this division in the coming class. In the coming class, that is tomorrow. Okay, I'll be creating division, department, cost center, location, almost 4 objects tomorrow will be created. Just yesterday we started initially what is success factors, all these things. Then today I have started the topic in the success factors called foundation objects, organizations structure. That 8 objects we have. So today we have created 2 objects. Tomorrow we'll create around 4 objects. Okay. So that's it for this today's session, guys. If you have any questions, you can ask. Otherwise, see you in tomorrow's session.
Yeah, fine, Praveen. Thank you.
Okay, all guys then. Yeah, Jyotirmay, you have any question?
Yes, Pevin. The tool we are using right now, the SAP tool, is it a replica? I mean, a duplicate one, or the actual one which we have, taken the subscription for?
Okay, this tool. This is known as your SuccessFactors instance. Okay, this is the instance, and this we used to say it as a test instance. Okay,
Okay.
the same thing, the same instance will be used in the real time also. It is all one and the same, but this is for the testing purpose. Okay.
Okay. Got it. Thank you.
Okay, if you have any questions, we'll continue tomorrow, guys. Thank you
Yeah.
all. See you tomorrow. Bye.